Hi everyone, I'm Colin Wiel. Today I want to talk about the three layers of GenAI. The base layer is the chip makers. They were kind of the first, and almost all the value creation has been in this layer. And almost all of it has accrued to Nvidia. You could argue that more than 100% of the profit created in GenAI has accrued to Nvidia because all the other companies are net negative. At the middle layer are the foundation models, companies like OpenAI, Anthropic, Google, and Meta. These companies have spent a tremendous amount of money investing in LLMs and other foundation models, and it's unclear that they'll ever make a profit. In 2024, the quality of the large language models largely converged. So you had Anthropic catching up with OpenAI, Gemini, it's kind of whoever has come out with the latest model. Even the open source models are closing the gap. And these models are becoming a commodity. It's sort of now a price war between them, and they're sort of trading back and forth who has the state of the art. In my opinion, there's no company that's going to have a breakthrough in performance that's going to significantly outpace the others. And there's no natural network effect in play here. And so it's kind of like the rental car industry, a brutal price war where none of the companies end up being very valuable. And then you have the third layer, the application companies. This is the newest layer, right? These companies are just emerging now, but this is where I believe the vast majority of value will accrue. And for those of you old enough to remember the dot-com boom, you may see some similarities. Infrastructure companies did incredibly well during the initial buildup. MCI WorldCom, which laid a lot of the high-speed fiber that powered the internet, was worth a whopping $160 billion in 1999 before going bankrupt in 2002. I'm not saying Nvidia will go bankrupt, but other infrastructure companies like Cisco also lost a tremendous portion of their value after the peak of the dot-com boom. Then you had the ISPs like AOL, Earthlink, and Mindspring. These may be more similar to the second layer of GenAI, like the foundation model companies. These companies never created much value, and in fact, AOL actually destroyed a ton of value by brilliantly merging with an old school company, Time Warner, right at the peak, and then dragging Time Warner down with it. And in the end, it was the application companies where most of the value accrued. So it was eBay, Amazon, Google, Facebook, ultimately, that created most of the value from the internet. And so similarly with GenAI, we can ask who will be the application companies where we know most of the value is going to accrue. And we're in really early days, so it's unclear who the winners are going to be. But that's where I'm placing my bet, and that's where my company Qurrent is focused. Thanks for listening.